Hello, look on your desk for any kind of computing device. If you see this, then it's probably safe to bet that you're in a building with good insulation, wearing clothes that are both comfortable and warm. Eating some freshly cooled food would be nice too. So for all of these reasons and more, it's hard to deny the power of humanity in one area: invention. That said, there are a number of other great technological inventions that keep us safe, comfortable, and healthy. We know that we're not the fastest, strongest, or most numerous species on the planet, but we are hardworking and imaginative. In the last 10,000 years, which is a short amount of time in evolutionary terms, humans have gone from using sticks to chasing mammoths to driving cars. It's hard to believe, but it's true that human inventions can be more important than delivered cookies. Here are 10 of the most influential inventions that changed the world. 10. Time. There are different perspectives regarding the nature of time. It can be either a discovery or an invention, depending on your point of view. As the fourth coordinate of events, alongside length, width, and height, it is a natural feature of our universe. Sure, time is an invention that humankind came up with, but it's important for our day-to-day living. Our 24-hour, 60-minute system has its roots in the timekeeping systems of Egypt, Babylonian, and Greece. It's been central to many great accomplishments, and we need to keep it. Timekeeping allowed processes to be standardized more accurately. For example, cooking, fermenting, and heating are now easily done on a time scale. Time is one of the greatest gifts when it comes to society because of how precise it allows us to be. It can make crucial, time-sensitive processes work flawlessly, time and again. Just imagine scheduling a life-saving surgery. Instead of scheduling it on the 24th, at 3:35 p.m., we'll just do it. The day after the moon is halfway big again when the sun has gone down a bit, but not too much. 9. Space travel. Up to now, space exploration has given humankind two great benefits. It has provided us with an understanding of our solar galaxy and helped inspire us. AI is now becoming ubiquitous in our lives, and it's sure to go down as the single biggest innovation our species has ever made. With the way we're going, it's not hard to predict that we'll soon be demanding resources and energy that can't be provided by our home planet. The nearest neighboring planets on Earth are the best places to colonize, with Mars being the #1 frontrunner. Aside from that, there is Venus, Mercury, and the Moon. Supposing we keep expanding at our current rate, in a few centuries, all 4 of those bodies will be needed as homes for humans. 8. Machine learning and artificial intelligence. Machine learning is having a big impact in the world at the moment, with many applications in many industries. It's important to note that computers store and sort lots of information, but machine learning is what makes it different. Computers are capable of analyzing trends in data or research to create their own interpretations. Luckily for us, applications like Google Maps computer-assisted navigation makes it easier than ever to figure out where we need to go. Artificial intelligence is already being applied to many facets of society, but its days are yet to come. Machine learning is the foundational aspect of artificial intelligence, which will play a large role in our lives in the future. This will lead to automatic diagnosis for hospital patients, fully immersive digital assistants, and high-functioning robots. 7. Math. Since math would be the foundation for several other disciplines, it has helped vastly improve quality of life around the world. It has allowed for measurements and calculations, engineering and physics, among other things. Without these, businesses would not be able to function very well. It's hard to believe that without math, we wouldn't have been able to produce inventions such as architecture or advanced technology. In addition, there also would be no medicine either. If it wasn't for this one thing, life in our world would be drastically different. Given its universal nature, it's hard to know what the ultimate purpose of language is. However, one potential future for it could be communicating with extraterrestrial life. It might sound like science fiction, but these things are always worth thinking about. Should English, Spanish, and Mandarin be our languages of choice? I don't think so. The true universal language is math. 6. The printing press. The invention of Gutenberg's printing press has been the most common choice for any top news article ever, but we can't ignore it. It was revolutionary, and it helped shape society as we know now. The printing press helped us out of the Dark Ages by creating widespread popularity for written works. The printing press allowed information to reach larger audiences, which helped the lower classes. This led to an increase in literacy rates among the lower classes, which helped knowledge free from the hands of elites, leading to political reform and revolution. The printing press brought society out of the Middle Ages and into the modern world by allowing scientists and mathematicians to disseminate their ideas. It led to a surge in intellectual innovation and competition, which in turn launched the European Renaissance. 5. The Internet. If knowledge is power, then humanity is more powerful than ever, at least in terms of its ability to access information. The Internet took the distribution of information seen with the printing press and inevitably made it faster. Now, the 50 to 70% of the world's population with Internet access can learn anything at any time, as much or as little as they want. This is an incredible opportunity for learning more about your passions, interests, and new topics. However, the Internet is not always a positive place for learning. Some people use it just to put out hateful messages without considering. I currently have tabs open for articles on Boltzmann brains, Turn-on-Nog, and chiaroscuro techniques. But don't worry if you haven't heard of any of those before, since they can be easily defined using the Internet in a few seconds. 4. Sanitation. It is only in the past few generations that life expectancies have doubled. 200 years ago, the average life expectancy in the U.S. was 35 to 40, but now it's about 75 to 80 years old. You might think that the majority of success factors in extending life expectancy come from advances in medicines, such as antibiotics and vaccines, but only a portion of this is true. The late 1800s to early 1900s showed the sharpest increase in life expectancy, and this was due to changes in sanitation and living conditions. Improvements in sanitation explain most of the rise in life expectancy in the last 200 years. As we gradually began caring more about clean water, safer foods, sewage management, garbage collection, and personal hygiene, life expectancy gradually increased. At the same time, we also slowly started caring about sterilization and air quality. As a result, there were significantly less infectious diseases, which led to an era that has come to be known as the first public health revolution. Many countries are implementing these same health safety standards, which are steadily increasing the average lifetime expectancies right across the globe. Changing sanitation, drinking water quality, and nutrition practices are all playing a huge role. 3. Mythology. There isn't a single society on Earth that has no recorded mythology. Whether primitive hunter-gatherers in unexplored jungles or first-world empires home to megametropolises, all of us have created a mythology for ourselves. The Epic of Gilgamesh is the earliest now known myth and has survived for 3,000 to 4,000 years. There are many different sources of mythology, but they all seem to deal with things like heroes or gods. The main themes in mythology are things like fame, ancestral tradition, family relations, and experiences with supernatural beings. The human brain is a complex computer that helps us form patterns and extrapolate them even further, and myths are a perfect example of people's minds at their peak. Great myths are universal and yet transcendent, too. Millions of people find meaning in them and ascribe different meanings to them as well. What good is a long life without any meaning? 2. The scientific method. For all that mythology allows us to reach the heavens in our minds, it's science that keeps us grounded here on Earth. Well, that and literally getting us to the stars too. Science is so important for what we know and understand about how things work, and is always changing too. We call it the scientific approach, and it really just entails asking questions, guessing at the answers, testing, and revising those guesses based on the test results. The process is so simple. I do it all the time without even noticing. The standardization of that process has had a huge impact on the world around us. Information is just a part of the puzzle. We have to test them with other information to see if they're true. In the end, all of this helps us learn and understand more about our world and ourselves. The scientific method is the principal foundation of most aspects of our civilization, with it being arguably the greatest invention ever. Well, except 1. Dessert. In the sphere of inventions, it's easy to focus on those that describe technology, communication, and our search for meaning. But what about joy? Desserts are a testament to that. There's never been a better time for innovation. And dessert is just one example of how our ingenuity can really improve the way we do things. Then one of our ancestors took a minute to look around, realized they had plenty and began eating not for energy, but for pure bliss. This is where desserts come from, pure joy and celebration. And while the connection has been lost in modern society, this is still the role desserts serve. Food that is consumed near the end of the day is commonly thought of as dessert. Some may see it as reward for completing important tasks, while others may see it as a means to celebrate moments of happiness or special occasions. Regardless, food in this light becomes something greater. Eating dessert can be an important part of any diet. It is, in effect, the transition from surviving to thriving. The internet. It has become a part of our everyday lives. We use it to communicate with our friends, find jobs, learn things, and more. Without the internet, the world would be a very different place. But the invention of the wheel was arguably one of the most important inventions that have ever been invented. The wheel has changed the way that people have lived their lives since its invention. Thank you for watching. You can support us by hitting the like and subscribe buttons. See you soon.